Wall and Cam Howson.
Yeah.
Won't that be exciting to see?
Well, and don't forget McKinnon against Leota as well. So that second row battle is going to be absolutely huge. Moorabbin missing the Noah boys as well. Noah's playing, but Sack and George are missing, unfortunately. So we're underway. Halcyon Price will get us underway here. This is Johnny Hunt. Moorabbin coming deep from their 22 via lower. Charges up right towards the 22. Hunt. Samuel driving in. Good tackling there from Powerhouse. Good to see Moorabbin running early doors. He's fantastic. Big fella Cobden. Hunt. Oh, light mismove there. This is Samuel. Here we go. Moorabbin looking deep to run again. Here we go. Tupelota.
Slight knock on there. Turnover.
He's missed it. He's missed it as Kellett. But it is a turnover, I think. Powerhouse trying to drive over. Oh, going to be a penalty. Yeah, Kellett missed a little knock on there early doors.
Well, very interesting option. Already we're seeing Moorabbin keen to run it from their own quarter. Tomu Matika, the fly half, had 3 or 4 opportunities there to kick it, but opted to run. And I dare say that's influenced by the wind here, and I don't think you're going to get much return on investment with the kick.
Totally agree with you. The wind is quite strong. So as Moorabbin makes sure to get this over the line as Tomu Matika gets it away. We're in 23, but he is playing fly half, we can assure you that. And this is going to be Andrew Barber in that very fetching pink scrum hat.
And Mickey Entwistle lining up at first receiver in the back line for Moorabbin. So they've got a few forwards out there looking to crash it up at first phase.
So where will Barber go? He does go to Entwistle at 2, and that has been dropped. And that is actually as Entwistle trying to bring that down. He actually hit Noah's hands, and that ball dropped out, unfortunately. It's Andy Veroy at 6, actually, instead of Entwistle. They look very, very similar, don't they?
Same Barber.
Same Barber.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's a matchup I'm sure everyone's looking forward to. Mickey Entwistle, captain of Moorabbin, up against McBride, who's been a real revelation this last month for Powerhouse.
Played exceptionally well.
Now, the scrum, the all-important scrum. Dan Hall will be under a mountain of pressure here. He's the most important man, I feel, today for Powerhouse if they're going to win.
It's very, very tough on this side. Struggling to get a grip. Cobden on this loose side. Like I said, he hasn't played a lot of first graders. Troy Cobden. He's come in late, but he's up against the big fella Lorenzo Fui. So we shall wait and see. Fui had a great game last week. Very, very strong in that strong front row. But like I said, they're missing the anchor of Leota. So this near side here. Let's see Cobden and Fui go at it. That's good, strong, good driving from Moorabbin. They've wheeled it, but the ball's out quick. Cressy to Gear, through to Schmidt. Halcyon Price trying to get out. That's great counter-rucking, but that's illegal counter-rucking, Kellett says.
Well, a little bit hard done by there,
I thought they
Mr.
were
Howson.
as well. Yeah. That's, the ball was there for counter-rucking, and it wasn't really secured, so I thought Moorabbin had every right to drive through. Interesting decision here from Cressy, who's decided he's going to kick for touch instead of go for goal with his strong breeze behind him.
And I'd predict early, it's probably about a 15-point breeze, you'd have to say. Whoever's running with this, you'd be expecting an extra 15 points added to their score by half-time. Powerhouse. It's that sort of breeze. And a good option to use it early on.
Gee, I can see James the brick wall at second receiver here. That probably tells you what's going to happen.
And Vailau lower opposite him.
Oh, it's not secured as Troy Cobden gets through and secures that loose ball. Well done. So Moorabbin looking to run from deep again. Noah charges up forward. Johnny Hunt out to Mateka. And that's a long ball out to the wing for Pina. Pina comes inside. Good support here from Moorabbin. They've got a lot of forwards in his back line. Mateka misses out Barber. This is Cobden. Cobden gets put to the ground eventually. Barber over the top. Hunt deep. Mateka. Mateka goes himself.
Noah. Big shot by the wall.
Oh, got one in earlier. This is Pienaar coming off his wing, looking to crash up through the guts. Johnny Hunt fishing around at the back there. Mataika, long ball out to the wing. That is Veroy out there on the far side. That ball's been dropped though, and Powerhouse turn this over. Oh, it could have played advantage. But there we go. Kellett blows up earlier, stop play. Very scrappy out there. Very long, interesting ball from Mataika there out to, in fact, it was Anderson Veroy that was on that far wing.
And Tui Pelotu on the left with the long pass as well. So they're keen to run it, but they'll have to be very careful about that with these windy conditions, shifting it a little bit too wide. Yep. You do run a risk. And here we go, second scrum. I've got to say, Cobden got the points decision in that first one against Fui, didn't he?
Agree with you. Good to see our man Pienaar, the Namibian, after a long injury, looking for work as well on this left wing, which is good.
Heavily involved already. Good to see. That'll do his confidence the world of good.
So let's look for Serapabeli Uru here off the back of this scrum. Those long levers could get going early. Price feeds. No, ball's going to come out. Where's Price looking? Oh, it's a penalty there. Ooh.
Rough call.
Yeah, they've got him for pulling around the scrum, which is interesting.
I can only assume that was against Noah on the other side, up against Hall.
You would have thought so, wouldn't you? But interesting again, Powerhouse are going to go for touch instead of going to put some points on the board. So Cressy puts this about 10 metres away from the try line.
And Big McKinnon here, he'd be the target you'd fancy.
Would have thought so. They're going for that shortened line. Don't rule out Fui at the back of this line, no. But McKinnon's gone to the back. Who's going to go? McKinnon it is at the back, secure. No, they're going to run it. Here we go, Cressy. Crash ball to the wall. And he is snuffed out. And they're stolen.
Very lower.
Lower. The big number 8. Can he go all the way?
Blannin in pursuit.
Blannin is coming across to tackle him, and he puts him down with support from his friends. There is no Moorabbin player there, though, so the ball could well get turned over. It's scrappy. Price is in there digging. He's coming in from the side there, Powerhouse, so not quite sure who has got this ball. We think it's on Powerhouse side, but Moorabbin, a counter-rucking. Will they get it back? Yes, they will get a penalty. So a bit of afters there as well, but Andrew Barber is there slapping people's on the bum, and Entwistle is in amongst it as usual.
Vailoa.
What a steal that was from Antonio Vailoa.
That was a fresh set of heels there, wasn't it? He got 60 metres going.
Absolutely. We saw some long-range forward tries last week, and I thought, you never know, we might see another one, but Blannin came across and snuffed that out. Did very well, did Andrew Blannin, coming off this far wing to get across to Vailoa. But very interesting that Moorabbin, even though they didn't commit too many people to the breakdown, Vailoa came up with that ball as Wall crashed up the guts. So Andrew Barber looking in this full line. Who are they going to go to? And they've lost it. Paris snuck it away at the front of the line. So Paris will look to get rid of this as early as they can. Cressy drives that infield. Will it get to touch? It bounces and he gets a Powerhouse bounce. What a long kick, win behind.
And Rakio there, perhaps a little bit unsure of how deep he should be with that wind, and it cleared him by a good 4-5 metres there. So just a little bit of words will be spoken, no doubt, by his coach to stand a little bit deeper to mark those kicks. But already you can see, what's that? They've made it up to the 22 with just one kick from Cressy.
That's it. This wind is very strong. You can see the linesman's flag flying quite strong there. All right, Moorabbin going to run from deep via lower again. Oh, what a hit from the wall. He's everywhere so far.
Payback.
That's Filiota crashing it up. Here we go. Tupelota.
Shot.
I'll tell you what, McFarland then, he looked ahead of himself. Here's Uru. Long legs. Where will they take him? Good tackling from 3 Moorabbin players in midfield there. And that's a long ball out to McBride. McBride looks inside. Good tackling from Veroy. Price has gone deep to Cressy. Cressy dropped goal.
Duff. Who's your fullback? Heidi McFarland.
And that drop goal attempt is missed left, but there's going to be a penalty here for a high tackle. Referee Kellett talks to Entwistle about a little bit of a high tail. There's nothing in it. It was just a little bit high, but as we well know, we're trying to protect the head in rugby union nowadays. But again, Cressy is not going to kick for goal. He's going to kick to the sideline. So Moorabbin, Powers, very concerned. They've turned down 3 kickable opportunities for penalties so far. Oh, he's hooked it, Cressy. He's missed everything.
Oh,
and that's gone deep in the deep end zone. And Moorabbin will take the scrum on that penalty. That's a disastrous mistake from Sean Cressy, who's normally very sure-footed out of hand. But he just hooked this. And that's a schoolboy error on behalf of Sean Cressy there. So Moorabbin will get a put in. 15 metres into their own half.
Yeah, you've got to take those opportunities in finals football. They would have been talking about if they can get 8 lineouts within the 22 in this game today, they'd back themselves to score on at least 4 of them, you'd think, Powerhouse. So if you're giving away easy possession like that, that's 20 points over the space of a game you could lose out on.
Pinar's off his wing. Oh, what a drive from Power. But the ball's come out. Pinar, crash ball. No, he missed it out. Tupoloto. Great drive in there. Good setup here. Good platform. Tommy Mataika, what's he going to do? He's going to go himself. Goes to ground. Johnny Hunt. He's going to go short side. No, he's not. He's going to come on the open. This is Cobden. Cobden goes himself. He bounces off one. He's still going, Troy Cobden. Johnny Hunt. This time he goes on the short side. Philly Leota takes it up. Takes a hit. Got to be patient here, Moorabbin. Barber. Short ball. Whoa. Noah was absolutely smashed then.
Guess who? The brick wall.
Oh, there we go. Anderson Vroy. Here he goes. Tommy Mataika goes. Going to go open. Barber takes a hit himself. Oh, Perez Castillo. No, Barber rolls over the top. He's lucky. Hunt goes himself this time. Hunt, can he break through Price's tackle? And oh, what a pickup from Cobden. Fantastic offload from Johnny Hunt. Oh, hands in there. There's hands in there. But I think the referee's missed it. And Price is going to come away. Cressy kicks ahead. McFarlane strolling back. McFarlane's got time. What will he do? No, they're going to run it. Mataika will kick left-footed, and he's made a mess of this. This is in amongst the Moorabbin players. Blannin looking for space, kicks ahead. Will that get into the line?
Oh, no, a bit too long.
Just 1 metre the wrong side of that corner flag. And unfortunately, Blannin had a lot of space to kick into, and he's just missed it by a metre. But that would have been a great kick if it was 1 metre the other way. But unfortunately, inches make miles in this game.
You can see the game plan. Play to the corners, keep them boxed down into their quarter. They've made their intentions known, Moorabbin, that they're happy to run it from outside of their own half. So if Powerhouse can keep putting the ball into touch within the 22 and just play the pressure sort of game and wait for the mistake to come from Moorabbin, which inevitably it will come if they're going to run it time after time.
Bit of a blood bin here, by the way, for Noah by the look of it. It's going to come off. I'm not sure who is going to come on. Probably Tawa Ati.
Might be Big Oh, yeah.
Or Boland, possibly. We should wait and see. But they've got a couple of options. But there is a blood. I think it may be a nose rather than the mouth.
He'll be back on.
He definitely will. No, there's definitely blood for Noah. So there's Moorabbin will go to the bench. Oh, he's going to go back on. There he is, Noah. Not going to keep him out of the game for too long. So Moorabbin looking to get some advantage here. 10 metres inside their own half. The battle of the scrum halves is already shaping up as pretty pivotal. These young boys, Halcyon Price and Johnny Hunt for Moorabbin. They're very, very young, but very, very exciting.
So they've got a 4-2 split here, Moorabbin, and again they've made the same mistake as we saw last week, Powerhouse. They've only got 1 defender on the left when you need at least 3.
No, that scrum's gone down.
So you'd be looking here for Veilau Loa to pick up, pass straight away to Augustino Hunt on the short side, on the right-hand side, and he'll be linking up with Heine McFarlane.
Oh, mate, I'm agreeing with you here. On that blind side, they have literally only got 1 person, and Moorabbin have even got 2. So if Veilau Loa goes himself, they're going to have 4 on 2.
Yeah, you always need to have the fly half. Cressy really should be standing on that far side of the scrum.
They're asking Uru and
as a minimum.
and McBride to do a lot of work on that blind side. So this will be very interesting. They've got wheels on that far side, Moorabbin as well. Oh, flank us off. What's Entwistle doing? He's going to go himself, though, Michael Entwistle. He's got no support, absolutely no support. Great tackle from Cressy. Puts him down. Now they're there now. Which way is Johnny Hunt going to go? He's going to go on that far side. This is Noah. Runs round the back of via lower. Johnny Hunt looking short. Entwistle. Barber takes the tackle from Cressy. Johnny Hunt looking for Mataika. Tuapolota goes himself. Presenting that ball. Johnny Hunt short. Veroy. Oh, the offload. It could go anywhere. This Tuapolota does well. Oh, he's going to go himself. If he breaks his tackle, there is so much space. Tuapolota goes himself. He's beaten 3. He's taken on a 4th. Gone to ground now. Johnny Hunt. Mataika. Long ball. Entwistle going himself. Johnny Hunt still looking at support. Goes to short side. Entwistle.
Seru over the top.
Still balls coming out. This is Noah. Noah's going to take the tackle. Just got to be patient here, Moorabbin. Long ball, Barber. Short to Veroy.
McBride's done a great job of holding him up.
Finally got him to the ground. Johnny Hunt goes himself, lobs the ball out to Pelota. Kicks. Oh, no, he doesn't kick at all. He missed the ball. And because he missed the ball, that's a knock-on.
Well, you can forgive him because he was the man responsible for that initial line break up on halfway with the dancing feet and the strong left-right fend that got them on the front foot to begin with. Interesting story, I'll tell you here. Sione Tuipulotu, his younger brother, Masesi Tuipulotu, is actually a bit of a rival with the halfback Augustino Hunt. So both of them are in Year 12 and both of them were competing for the Victorian Under-18 schoolboy spot.
Right.
So they're rivals, but today they're actually teammates. So it's one of many interesting side stories to this game.
So we've got Anderson Veroy. I don't know whether he's bust a lace or broken a boot, so he's come off. But well, there's an injury break for Powerhouse, and Dan Hall is actually being attended to. Oh, the linesman is on, so there's a bit of chat going on. Not too sure.
Is anyone going on?
Yeah, it's a broken lace. He's right down here in front of the commentary box.
So they won't be able to bring on a sub for a busted shoe. I don't think that's an official injury or a blood. He could just play in his socks.
It has been done before, and he's actually taking to the field in a sock.
Yes.
And I think he's tasked one of the reserves with lacing up his boots.
Yep. That's what they're there for. He is
there?
genuinely going to play. Anderson Veroy is going on to play flanker in one boot.
So Chris Duffy, the man tasked with doing up the shoelaces.
This is brilliant. Oh, he's been sent off now. His referee's not happy with one boot, Veroy.
What's wrong with that?
Well, if there's any soccer referees, football referees, you know it's actually part of the rules now where you have to actually wear boots to play. So I'm not sure about rugby. We should check with the referees to make sure.
Just borrow someone
part
else's
of your
boot.
equipment. Yeah.
Just borrow another person's boot. Can we tell him that?
He's got big feet. There's Big Veroy.
You heard the stories, did you?
Oh, he's
stolen a mate's boot, has he?
Stolen somebody else's boot. So they're going to go with a 7-man scrum. Defensively, Moorabbin, while Veroy puts his boots back on. Oh, he's going to play wing. So he is back on the field, but that's a good drive from Powerhouse. Unu goes himself. Good tackling there from via lower, who was playing blindside flanker for a second. Cressy going to go long. That's a good kick from Cressy. He has got the wind behind, and that's gone very, very deep over into the Moorabbin half. Oh, there's a bit of touch and go behind the play here.
Yeah, Fui's having a bit of a mouthful with, is it Cobden?
Cobden, yep.
It might be the other way around. Cobden reminding him who's had the upper hand in the last 2 scrums.
So right on halfway, Andrew Barber is going to throw in to this Moorabbin line. 5-man line. Big calls here. Veroy's looking for the ball, possibly at 2. It is Veroy. Yes, good. Secure line-out ball. Fantastic. Entwistle at first receiver. This is Vi. Oh! That's the wall! Again, how many hits is the wall going to make today?
18.
Leota goes himself. Oh,
Stolen.
Stolen.
Junie.
Junie kicks ahead, and no, that's not Junie. That was McBride. Looking very, very similar. What a hit from James, the brick wall, though, in midfield and via lower. He's not a small man by any means, but absolutely got smashed by the wall, put down. It's good to see the wall they're playing in the centre there.
They've had a running battle all game since that first line-out hit-up. That's a huge matchup, the big men.
So Moorabbin again, they're gone to the back of the line. This is Cobden. Cobden is set upon by Tuigamala and Uru very, very quickly. Moorabbin forwards are there. They've been dragged in. Hunt looking for Barber. That's a bad pass, but Barber manages to make the most. Well, that's a high tackle. I think the linesman has picked that up. Yes, he has. Given a signal to Kellett. But Entwistle, he's going to go himself. And we're going to come back for the penalty for that high tackle. Nothing in it. It's just a little bit high.
Always tough for in the second row. McKinnon on that occasion, trying to get down on a much shorter person in Barber. It's bound to happen.
Got to say a big hello to the McKinnon family as well, watching on Facebook in Ulster. I'm sure you're all got up very early this morning.
Catch it.
That's a shocking kick from Tommy Mataika. So big hello to the McKinnon family. I'm sure you're enjoying our coverage. Not sure whether Steve Barber's at the ground. He's another one of our big fans, so he's watching his son Andrew play as he throws that in, and that's a great take from Leota. Here we go, Entwistle goes himself. Great tackling from Uru. Johnny Hunt, that's a very flat ball to Tuipolota, and he is collared by McBride as soon as he received that ball. Barber at first receiver again, looking to get this line going. Mataika goes himself. Cressy holds him up very, very well. That ball is going to get recycled somehow. It's secured. I think they've turned it over, but have they turned it over illegally? Yes, they have. Not quite sure. Oh, there's a bit of afters again here. A bit of feeling in this game, and there should be. One of these teams is playing their last game of the season.
Well, it all kicked off with Tomu Mataika having a word with Sean Cressy. And I don't want to say it was a punch because I was a little bit too far away to actually say that with 100% certainty, but there was definitely something thrown there between the two number 10s.
Yeah, the referee is, the linesman is got his flag up, so he's going to have a chat to Ollie Kellett here and just give a word of warning, just to let them get the heat out of this, let them calm down a little bit.
You're right, two clubs which there's no love lost between them. There's historically been a lot of play of movement between the two of them.
Number 10's been called out here. Sean Cressy, you're right. Good spotting, G. Cressy, he's a little man with a big heart. So Tuigamala just listening to Kellett here, and Entwistle's in as well as captain of Moorabbin, but Kellett is going to give the two captains a bit of a chat now just to make sure that nothing gets out of hand. But there's a lot on the line, obviously, being third versus fourth, the elimination semi. So we're going to go back for the original penalty. And Tuipolota is taking on the kicking duties here, which is quite interesting considering the last time he tried to kick, he actually missed the ball.
It's only
gone
one
the
way.
banana.
There you
Look
go.
at that.
Beautiful.
Skills from the big man.
So we'll look at this line-out formation. They kept Entwistle. They've done this formation quite a lot today.
Yep.
They've kept Entwistle at first receiver in the back line, the number 7 for Moorabbin, and being used as a bit of a ball player to Veilau lower. Let's see if they hit the big number 8 again.
That is Leota. Veroy picking that ball up. Here is Mataika. We're going back for fringing at the back of the line, so that is useful.
And another chance to kick it into the corner, if they so choose, which you think they would. And it'll be Tuipolota again.
Again, they're going to put it in the corner, not going to go for goal, which is quite interesting.
Nice little stab kick.
Yep, he does that well.
You'd think now, rather than going to the back line, chance to show what their maul can offer Moorabbin.
So, full line out this time. Barber looking at the front, and that has been snagged, has it, by Powers? No, it's coming back on the Moorabbin side. Ball's bouncing around there scrappily, but now we're going to go back for the original knock-on, which came off the front of the line. I think that was Cam Howson that lost the ball forward at that number 2. and Powerhouse will get the put in just 5 metres from their own line.
And if there is one criticism of the Moorabbin line-out, it is that Anderson Veroy does get a lot of pill, and it is a little bit predictable. They go to him about 70% of the time, with Leota picking up the rest of the scraps. But Powerhouse would have known that, and the fact that they've got so many big jumpers, they'll be looking to match up Seru on Anderson Veroy all game, because they know that they're a better chance of winning that matchup when it goes to Veroy, which it does so often.
We made a great comment last week. I think the back 5 for Powerhouse are absolutely huge. What a drive from Moorabbin this is. I'm sorry to cut this off, but it's a drive, and even though Uru was away, Kellett blew up early to reset that scrum. But the back 5 for Powerhouse, they all could play genuinely second row.
Yeah, huge, absolutely huge. And that's going to help at line-out time, particularly defensive line-outs. So I think the matchup that Coach Cole Mooney would be looking at this week is to try to get Seru opposite Anderson Veroy whenever possible, because you know that that's where it's going to go 70% of the time. The rest of the line-out, I don't think they worry too much. I think they've got them for height there, Powerhouse, but that's the key man. Shut down Veroy and you shut down Moorabbin's line-out.
So Cobden is doing himself an absolute great service in the front row, but set up a belly. Uru goes himself, trying to set up a decent platform to get this ball away for Cressy. Ball's back now. Cressy's going to have to kick, and he gets it away, but he's gone infield. This is Baila Suva. He's got there eventually. He's a little hitch kick, love it. He's gone himself. Look, he's backing himself. Good tackling there from McBride. Johnny Hunt's going to go wide. Mataika to Peloto. Kicks though, and he's being blocked. Bladden. Here goes Bladden. Mataika, what a one-handed picker. That's fantastic play from Mataika. Hunt to Howson. Barber's beaten 1. It's gone down. Rolls over, nearly pseudo-illegally. Hunt gone deep. Mataika again. Long pass out to Baliasuva. Baliasuva goes himself. Comes inside. Great tackle from Juni. Matthew Juni getting out there to tackle the winger. Did very well. Hunt short to Veroy. Ball set up nicely here. They got a long back line now from Moorabbin, but this is Cobden. Cobden goes himself, takes on Uru. Cobden still going. Hunt's going to go traditional this time. They got 4 forwards out the back, apart from Samu. Samu's still on his feet. Noah. Hunt to Peloto, first receiver. Holds it himself, beats 1, spins inside. Hunt, he's got 3 guys out on 1 defender here. If Johnny Hunt gets it out, but he's had to go himself because McKinnon was there so quickly.
Go, Johnny!
Johnny's dropped the ball this time. It's gone backwards. Have Moorabbin pick the ball up, and I think Powerhouse may have snaffed. No, it's going to go back all the way to the penalty. I'll tell you what, if Tuipulotu goes himself, he's going to be a one-on-one, but there is an injury to Halcyon Price that slows things up and stopping Moorabbin playing this ball quickly.
He looks very groggy, Halcyon Price. Very groggy.
He got hit very quickly around that ruck when Johnny Hunt went himself, and he got collected of somebody coming in to that ruck. And I think you're right, actually. They're having a good look at him, aren't they?
Yep, Dom Favilla, the physio for Powerhouse. He won't take any second chances here. Going through a bit of a concussion protocol, I fancy.
And even the referee's coming over here because there is a bit of concern about Halcyon Price, as Tuipulotu has kicked this to touch, by the way, and they're about 8 metres short of the Powerhouse line. Yep, they're still looking at Halcyon Price.
Tell you what about that run from Cobden earlier?
Yeah, he did well, didn't he?
He's like a human in the washing machine, just kept on turning, tumbling, and no one could actually lay a finger on him when he kept that hidden spin going.
Yeah, so a full line from Moorabbin here, but I'll tell you what, their backs are very, very flat here. Very flat. So whether they got something on for via lower here. So this is Leota, takes that well at the back of the line. Here we go.
And Whistle.
And Whistle's got himself. Can they get it out quickly? Leota's gone this time. They're only 1 metre short. The Rams looking to score the first points of the afternoon. Oh, look at
that.
The little fella, but there's going to be, is it a try? Yes, it is. A little mismove. Who's come up with the ball?
Augustino Hunt, I think
it is Johnny Hunt who's got the last touch there.
Wow. Well, who was that came from
The
out
winner,
of nowhere?
Baliasuva.
Baliasuva came from the heavens, and I think everyone, including like the first 5 or 6 powerhouse defenders, were convinced he was getting it. He was hitting the line so quick. And that sort of decoy was perfect for little Augustino Hunt to capitalise on.
Well, they were only 30 centimetres short, and as Baliasuva came in like Usain Bolt, instead of passing it to him, Hunt just managed to create a little bit of a misdirection and put the ball down.
I like the change up in the line out there. They know Veroy's a marked man, so they went for the option of Leota instead. And that was crucial, that line-out win, and being able to set up the couple of phases after that to score. I think Leota had a carry 2 phases later as well, so he was heavily involved. But just changing that point of attack is going to be really important from the forward pack of Moorabbin.
Mashon Samu here for the conversion, but that is pushed across the face of the goal into this wind. Didn't quite allow for the wind to stop the ball, and that is the first score of the day. A try to Johnny Hunt. 5-0 Moorabbin are up. We've played about 20 minutes in this elimination semi-final, and what an enthralling game we've got so far. Absolutely 2 evenly matched sides, and there is a change for Powerhouse. I think that's Lorenzo Fui that's gone off.
Wow.
Not quite sure whether that's tactical. I think Big Alan Ayalaputea has come on. Sorry if I've mispronounced that. It's got lots of vowels. As Price got this underway. Johnny Hunt. And this is via lower goes himself. And he's dragged about 6 Powerhouse players with him. Hunt going open. Noah. Andrew Barber here. Another one around the top of the shoulders from the brick wall. Cobden, how active has Cobden been? He's been superb. Johnny Hunt is gone blind. There's no one there to help him, so Barber ends up with the ball. We're still playing advantage for the Rams. Leota's got himself, but we are going to come back for the penalty for that over-the-shoulder tackle from the brick wall.
Well, we saw McKinnon give away a similar high shot penalty about 10 minutes ago in the exact same spot on the field. Just a case of those big men having to take a little bit more care when they're tackling someone shorter than them.
Yeah, it was just an over-the-shoulder one. It wasn't high, it wasn't malicious or anything. It was just it was a height thing with James Wall being about 6'4" and Andrew Barber being about 5'8".
So you say Fui's off?
Yeah, Fui's off, and Big Alan I can get that strong. Ayalaputea.
That's it. Well,
Ayalaputea.
The 2 props who have been the cornerstone of their success this year, Powerhouse, both off the field, not playing it.
I don't know whether it's blood bin, I don't know whether it's an injury, I'm not too sure, but I know Big Al's on. I'm not going to call him my surname, it's Big Al from now on in jersey 23 for the Powerhouse. 5-man line here for Moorabbin. Or we're going to go
Leota
to the back. Leota picks it up well. Hunt. End whistle at first receiver. Here's Mataika. And what a pick. Machon has dropped the ball, and they're going to play on here, Powerhouse. What a battle this is going to be. McBride.
Heine McFarlane with the fumble.
He's dropped the ball, and that could be, well, that's offside, surely, from Leota, who kicked the ball coming from an offside position. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're playing up. Pina has come from the clouds, and that has been lifted in the tackle. There's going to be a penalty. Yeah, and there's going to be afters here. There is going to be afters here, and there's windmills coming.
Seru Papeli Uru could find himself in trouble here, and I don't think the tackle alone is enough to warrant a yellow, but on the back of 3 successive high tackles.
Oh, and somebody's gone down in back play. Pina's got walloped.
And the carry on, this could very well be a yellow. If Ollie Kellett wants to regain a bit of control of this game, he might be forced to go to the pocket.
Touch judge is in, off the field. Who are we going to see? You thought Uru was the person that lifted in the tackle? We could just well get on with it here. No, touch judge is in.
Yeah, that's never a good sign.
Arman Pina, very aware though to make that break. That was fantastic from the Namibian.
I love the fact that he's playing on the left wing today, Arman Pina, but all of his carries have actually occurred in the middle of the field. Yeah, so he's gone looking for the ball, and he's probably been given a bit of a carte blanche by the coach, Justin Carroll, today to go searching for the ball to get involved, and you'd expect that as well. He's a bit of a centre.
Referee's going to call out Tuigamala, but also Seru Papeli Uru. Like you said, G, you were all over that. The fact that Uru picked him up and dropped him, and he's in the bin.
Yeah.
So there's not much you can do once you start lifting people in tackles and dumping them. It really is 10 minutes rest for Cerro Papeli Uru, and Paris will not need that as Tupoloto goes the banana again to that far touchline. They're right on the 10-metre line in Paris territory, Moorabbin.
And they'll keep Veilau Loa out here in the midfield as a battering ram, no doubt.
And James Wall's going to be in the line, so that head-on battle in midfield is not going to happen as Leota gets this ball in the middle of the line. So here we go. No, Entwistle misses him out. And that's a poor pass, and McFarlane goes himself, beats one, beats two. Tackle, Johnny Hunt. Oh, Price coming through the guts. Johnny Hunt goes to Barber, this time to Noah. Noah, that's a
McKinnon with the
penalty.
knockdown.
Yeah. Ryan McKinnon very unlucky there. It wasn't deliberate, so no sin bin for him. That'd be the last thing they want to go down to 13.
I like the change up from the line out though. They had big Veilau Loa in the back line. Everyone was expecting him to get it, and that little play out the back to I think it was the fly half Mataika caught them a little bit unaware. That's the value of having a big man. Even if he doesn't get the carry, he's going to be a really good decoy to use.
The Moorabbin backline, I don't know why, when they've got the ball, they are very, very flat as a Veroy at the front of the line. Back to the number 2, short, quick ball. Still very flat Moorabbin backs. Hunt. Mataika, short ball to Machon. Machon comes back to his helpers. Still got the ball. Pick up and go here from Entwistle. Entwistle finds Leota! T-R-Y! Meat pie time! Philly Leota! Second try of the afternoon. What a move. Michael Entwistle goes himself. Little offload. Leota right on his hip. Picks the ball up. Goes untouched under the sticks.
The best route is the direct route. And we said they've got a fantastic backline here, and they would have been tempted to use them. But Michael Entwistle is just so dominant in the tackle contest area. For a guy who isn't particularly big, that leg drive of his is so good. And he only needed to get one arm free, and his mate Leota was right on his hip. So great support play there.
Great awareness from Leota to support Entwistle. And Entwistle got his arms free, and he just knew instantly that Leota would be right on his hip, and he just popped the ball up, and Leota went straight in those fluorescent boots. You can't miss him.
Clever player. The temptation, I suppose, is always when you've got the extra man on the field to shift it wide, but Seru, the man in the bin, how often have we seen it this year? Beefy, a man down, and teams are made to pay.
And Machon Samu, he's missed from in front of the posts. That is unbelievable. Hopefully that will not come back to bite them later on in this game, because 2 kickable conversions have been missed. Oh, Ryan McKinnon has come off the field as well. I'm not quite sure why. Not sure whether he's injured or whether it's a blood bin, but I can't see who has come on for Powerhouse.
Who's this over here? I think it looks like Vereka Binden in 18.
It is Vereka Binden. Yes, he is on. Sam Vereka Binden has played a lot this season. So that's gone long from Price. Johnny Hunt has dropped the ball. If this goes dead, it could be a problem. Armand Pina gets back and kicks it. Oh, he's got the defensive bomb. Tell you what, could be in trouble here. And Entwistle's picked the ball up. And Sam Vereka Binden is into the action straight away.
Well, that should really be a penalty to Powerhouse.
Unless he was touched, but I don't think it was. But I'm agreeing with you, G, that...
they didn't retire from the 10 there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they were allowed to have a play on the ball.
There was no way Anderson Vroy came from behind Armand Pina then.
Yeah. Anyway, chance to strike back straight away.
They've got an attack in that scrum anyway. They are deep in the 22 here.
And Schmidt would be your battering ram here if he can get his hands on the ball.
They're a pretty formidable centre pairing, Schmidt and Gear.
Of course I say that, but this scrum is no guarantee of winning the ball. We've got 2 props on the field who neither of us would have tipped if you asked us earlier in the week. Would these 2 guys be on the field this early in the game?
Well, you know, they're down to 7 in the pack as well, don't forget, with Uru off the bench, and that means well, the sub has come on for McKinnon, and Sam Verigabinen's going to pack down at 8, even though there's no flanker. Although, saying that, Mark Rooney's in at blindside flanker. Not sure whether Mark Rooney's played before now. What a drive from Moorabbin there. Oh, really, referee?
Cobden absolutely munched Big Al there.
Yeah, Big Al had no answer for Cobden, but the referee, Ollie Kellett, or it might have even been the touch judge, has deemed that they were driving illegally. Perhaps even a touch early, possibly.
Good decision to kick to touch, because you do not want to trust that scrum again.
I agree with you there. The first one. So Cressy smashes this into the car park. So they've got to secure some good line-out ball, have Powerhouse get back into this game. They're 10-0 down. Good to see a fantastic crowd here at Harold Caterson Reserve today. I mean, it is a semi-final, it's finals time. So Tuigamala, who's he going to find here? We've got McBride, short line. Juni gets it at 2, and Tuigamala picks it up, but he runs into his own man. He's still going, he's a metre short.
Might have been stolen here by Barber. Barber over the ball.
Fantastic Barber, holds that in, did really well in the loose, Andrew Barber. Great work from the Moorabbin forwards, but Paros, wasting opportunities here.
Well, the two areas of their game which have been their strong suits all year, the scrum and the line-out, have both been spluttering this last 5 to 10 minutes. Two new props on the field as that kick finds touch.
Yep.
And the line-out, and the line-out more, which they'd be looking to turn to, hasn't exactly been super effective.
Nope. So they're down to 14 as well, by the way. Seru Papeli Uru in the bin for Powerhouse, so they are forward down. So Barber looking long, and that ball is just secured, but Johnny Hunt joining the line late, so it's going to be a free kick to Powerhouse. Tuigamala.
Well, the tap's the only option.
Scrum.
Okay.
Really? With 7? Okay.
Bit of a risk.
Tap and go, yeah, I'm with you. It should have been tap and go and secure some loose ball, but no, we're going to have the set piece here.
Well, let's see. Big Al on Cobden. That's the matchup we want to see. The two props nearest the camera. Fascinating clash.
Just looking at the Paros bench, Ryan McKinnon doesn't seem to be injured, but they're obviously working on something for Sarah Papeliuru in the bin. So Rooney is going to pack down at blindside flanker.
Here comes the shove from Cobden.
Yes, here we go. What a drive. Absolute destroy in the front row. But that ball's come out on the Panorama side, and Juni's going to get it deep. Juni, will he get there? The ball, and that is
Verica Binden.
Verica Binden has come from the hills.
Oh, knock on. Forward pass.
Yeah, knock on off the little offload inside, and that has been ruled to be knocked forward by Powerhouse.
McBride. I think it was that last pass from Juni to McBride that went forward before Verica Binden got his hands on it. So McBride was, perhaps it went a little bit forward from him. Yeah,
it wasn't secured as the offload came in. It popped around and it ended up in Verica Binden's hands, but it was off the knock-on. So we're going to scrum down. Very fortunate. Should have been a try. Great running there from Juni. How that ball came out when they were going backwards at a rate of knots, I'm not 100% sure either. And that scrum is not set properly either.
Yeah, they'd feel very aggrieved that had been a try, Moorabbin, because it should have been a penalty. It should have been blown up long before Juni picked that ball up.
He has let the scrums go quite long as Kellett today, so perhaps he's been consistent in that way, but I just fear the worst, that somebody might get hurt is the problem. So Big Al on this tight side, trying to secure the Powerhouse scrum from going backwards.
And it'll either be Veilau lower with the pick-up at 8 at the back, or Sione Tuipolota with the crash ball, you'd think, on first phase.
Here we go. Vailoaloa goes himself. They're not looking to kick here. The backs are very, very flat, so they're not looking to get rid of this Moorabbin. Tuipelota's in there, trying to clean things up. Barber's at first receiver.
Tomu.
Mataika beats one, but gets knocked down by Gia. There's only one man outside here. Will they get it to him? Yes, they will. Beliasuva goes himself just up to the 22. and that's been stolen by Paris, I think. Ball's on Paris' side. Here comes Elsian Price, looking for the brick wall himself. Here he goes. Great tackling. There's 3 Moorabbin forwards there to tackle James Wall, and that may have been stolen as well.
Barber
held
again.
in. Andrew Barber. Look at that. They're all getting around him, aren't they? Andrew Barber in that fetching pink scrum hat.
And they're going quickly.
Oh, Tupelota's got himself. He's tapped and gone. And he's beaten 1, beaten 2. Armand Pina got the off-throw. Pina still going. Blanning trying to chase him down. Pina go, what a tackle.
Great tackle. Wow, Gear.
Gear, absolutely fantastic. Andrew Gear came across, got Armand Pina and secured him. Pina, great run. Tupeloto, though, looking to counter-attack as often as he can, took Powerhouse by surprise and made, how much did they make? They made 80 metres in, absolutely fantastic without it kicking.
Great initiative to run it there. Great initiative.
So, Tugamala.
Seru's back on.
Seru is back on, good spot, G. And will they go to Seru? No, they won't. They're going to go to, oh, that's a poor throw. And here we go with Compton. Compton, man of the minute. Moorabbin getting this going. Oh, and that's been stolen by McBride. Did very well. Cressy and gets rid of this. So we're back where we started a minute ago, and that is it. That is the last action of the first half. And what a to you as soon as we can, as Moorabbin get this second half underway with Matthew Samon kicking along. This is Sean Cressy going himself. Counter ruck in there from Barber. Paris going themselves. Keeping this very, very tight. However, I think they're just outside the 22. Oh, Uru's going himself. Nearly got clear. That would have been interesting to see if he'd have broken that tackle. One of the quickest forwards you will ever find. Oh, this is Juni. Great tackling there from Veroy. Long pass out. Gear. So Cressy's slotted into scrum half by the look of it, as Uru goes himself.
I think they got the Schmidt brothers at 10 and 12.
Yeah, I think you're right. So this is Rooney. Rooney's coming in looking for work. So a lot of shuffling in the Paris backline as they come to injuries. This is James Wall. James Wall's going in. Oh my word!
Wow.
James Wall has absolutely smashed Anderson Veroy. Ran through him. James Wall making a statement. So Paris looking to secure this. This is Veriga Binden's got himself, but he's dropped the ball in the tackle. Moorabbin, aren't they happy about that? Tell you what, James Wall has actually given somebody a massive serve as well off the back of that. But it's no good when you've lost the ball and you get the put in 35 metres out from for the try line.
So I think you'll find, folks at home, that Cressy has actually gone to 9 to replace Price, and that means that Luke Schmidt has gone to 10, and he will partner up with his brother Jordan Schmidt at 12.
And Gear stays it outside. Okay.
Is that right? Let's hope so.
I think you might be spot on there. Actually, I'll tell you what, Malo Young Yen actually looks as though he's at fly half.
Could be.
But that just maybe for this set piece here in defence. We'll keep you posted as we know. Tell you what, Tupelota's on the blind here as Baliasuva goes himself. Valeloa, I should say, not Baliasuva, he's a winger. So Noah finds Barber. Barber bobbles this, but he's secured it back as he rolls over. The ball's coming out. It's been kicked out of his hands. Johnny Hunt. Oh, there's a little switch play here. Tupelota slips it out to Veroy. Veroy's come inside. Does very, very well. Tupelota goes over the top. Hunt. Barber. Short ball to Troy Cobden. Cobden somehow has got this to Entwistle. Johnny Hunt's going to go. Oh, what a counter ruck that is from Marika Binden. Mataika finds Heine McFarlane to that line on the far side. Johnny Hunt goes himself, beats one, and that ball's popped up. Which way is it going to go? Yes, that ball's popped out forward. Was stripped out of Johnny Hunt's hands. And it's going to be a defensive scrum to Paris. Mate, it's 100 mile an hour again. Nothing changed after the restart of the second half.
Absolutely nothing. And it looks like Powerhouse are trying to replicate Moorabbin's tactics early on. So running it from outside their half, not looking to kick it and try to put pressure on through their running game.
I'll be honest, this wind has actually it's stiffened a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So Powerhouse will have to run. Well, they could kick, obviously, but in terms of that, I can confirm that Malo Young Yen is in at fly half.
Yeah. So he's moved from the wing to fly half. And Kaya
Bole is on that right wing.
Yeah. Yep.
Kaya Mabole's played a lot of the season as well. So anyway, Uru's going to go himself off the back of this scrum. So Cressy looking for Tuigamala. Finds him. He's tackled it very well as soon as he got the ball. Didn't make much ground at all. Uru's back into play again. Cressy. Well, they're going backwards here, Paris, but Cressy's gone himself. Oh, over the top there from Cam Howson. Keeping it tight, Paris. Verika Binden. Still rolling quickly. Tuigamala. Tuigamala goes himself. Goes over the top. Dan Hall with the carry. That ball's loose. Man, Moorabbin may have stolen this. Tell you what, I don't know. No, the ball's going to come back on Powerhouse side. Uru passes out to Juni. Juni has been intercepted. So can Moorabbin make this possession count here? Oh, that's a long pass. This is Cobden, unbelievably at fly half. Good tackle on Leota there. Leota sets this up. Johnny Hunt's gone backwards, trying to fish that ball out. Not quite sure which way it's going to go. Tupolota goes himself, switches play, misdirection, long ball out, but that is too far in front of Pinar, and the ball has gone into touch.
I'm loving the physicality out there at the moment.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Whether it's Wall on one side, who's been putting on a few big shots, Leota's had a few, Cam Howson can't he hit?
Oh, it's fantastic to see. Finals rugby, you wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now, would you? So it's going to be a line out to Powerhouse. You can see by the touch judges flag on that far side. I know they like to be called assistant referees, but they're not really. They're just touch judges. The wind is pretty strong in the back of Moorabbin. They're very flat looking at, and so are Powerhouse, to be honest, as Juni gets that ball. Long pass from Cressy. Malo Young Yen. Oh, short ball to the wall. Stolen. Moorabbin will have people over. This is Baliasuva. Valialoa, sorry, get those two confused. Don't know why, one's huge, one's not. Anyway, we're back with Moorabbin. They're into the 22 this time, set up well. Johnny Hunt, Tuiapoloto, beats Malo Young Yen. Not a lot of support. Hunt goes short side. Mataika is met by 3 Powerhouse defenders. That ball slow to come out. Johnny Hunt this time, short to Noah. Noah's going himself, Barber's on his hip, but Noah's still going, just 5 metres out. Johnny Hunt goes short side, long ball, Baliasova! Oh my word, but tell you what, even though it's a long ball, they're going at it, Baliasova and Gandru Gear, they're going at it, still going at it. Taste my fingers. Still going as Mataika comes in just to sort it out, and Gear doesn't like that.
Well, it's the second time today Tomu's got involved when he didn't need to. He'll have to be careful here.
Yeah, they're still going at it, these two. Gear's going at it with Mataika this time. Set up Babeli Uru, just comes in, keeps the pace a little bit. Now it's all calmed down. There was a long pass out to Baliasuva on the wing, and it was nearly intercepted, but the fact that it was nearly intercepted was the fact that Powerhouse were offside. Tuigamala is still going at it with Tomu Mataika. There's still words being spoken here, so the referee's going to try and sort this out, try and get him to calm down. Tuigamala and Tuipolota.
I'll tell you something I do like, away from all of this, this sort of carry-on, the athleticism of the two Moorabbin props. We've spoken a lot about Cobden, but Noah, he's got a great physique for a prop, doesn't he? When he gets charging, he's a real handful to bring down. I'd like to see him get a few more opportunities ball in hand.
So Kellett is talking to Julian Smith. I think that's Julian Smith on this near side. They're going to make a decision about who's at fault and who's the instigator. They're just working their way through things. I'm not sure who was really at fault. We do know that Baliasuva on this wing was taken late-ish by Gear, and neither one was too happy about it. And there was a bit of handbags. The two captains are there. They're just casually just chatting. So Tuigamala and Michael Entwistle both made the all-merit 15, by the way, these two fellas. And so they should. They've been absolutely brilliant. They've been brilliant today as well.
They're going to enjoy a nice meat pie together in the clubhouse, they were telling me after the game.
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Yep.
Right, so Ollie Kellett making his feelings known to both. This is not the first time they've had a chat today, by the way. It's about the third or fourth time that these two have been called out to settle everyone down. There's going to be no action apart from the offside penalty about 5 metres out from the powerhouse line. What are we doing here? We are...
Well, you'd back your scrum, wouldn't you? If you don't want to take the 3, and they might well not decide after the kicking efforts earlier.
Offside, and there's another sub here for Powerhouse as Michael Tyler's come on, and Big Al is actually been spelled. So Big Al's come off the bench, but Michael Tyler is on.
Is it Tyler Lanigan?
I think it was 16, so I think
okay.
Michael Tyler's come on to get in the front row. So anyway, Tuigamala kicks the touch. He's only 5 metres out from the Powerhouse line. So Barber going to make a call. They've gone the full line this time. So who are we looking at, do you think? Leota or Veroy at the front?
I'd go...
No, what are we talking now? What's happening?
Veroy.
Veroy would be the favourite at 2 for quick ball. He's done very well, but Powerhouse have spoiled quite well at that 2 ball. So let's see. Tell you what, and it's going to be Leota. Leota's been dragged down. This time it's Michael Entwistle. Entwistle, is he over? No signal yet. No signal yet. The crowd like it from this side.
Held up.
Held up. Entwistle. I'm surprised Entwistle couldn't get the ball down from there.
Well, he pounced on that very quickly. They were all set up. He was meant to be the rudder at the back of that maul, but his reaction there was fantastic.
Yeah,
as soon as the ball hit the ground and they knew that the maul was off, the ability to get on that ball super quick and almost caught their fringe defenders napping there. So, yeah, quick reaction times from Entwistle.
Well, we got what you wanted, G. This is an attacking scrum 5 metres out.
Hold it in there
yeah,
and either get the scrum penalty or get Vailau lower off the back at Rooney.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
It's going to be tough to stop Vailoa running at Mark Rooney, that's for sure, if he goes blind. But we shall wait and see. As that scrum kind of doesn't set properly at all. So referee's had his work cut out today. He's now talking to the front rows, making sure they set properly. So Lorenzo Fui went off very early for Powerhouse. Dan Hall's still there. Tuigamala obviously in the middle, but Cobden, Barber and Noah been quite dominant in the front row.
Noah will have to get a good shove here. They don't want to wheel it too far to the left.
Down on this near side.
Oh, here he goes.
Vailoa has got himself. Good defence from McBride. Johnny Hunt this time looking for support. He's got 4 forwards there. This time it's Noah. They're all quickly there, and Moorabbin's forwards. Oh, Johnny Hunt's looking blind. Might go himself. Now it's going to go blind to Leota. Stopped well short, Leota. Oh, a little bobble there.
Good hands.
Andrew Barber this time. 5 metres short they are. Johnny Hunt struggling to find the ball. He's got a few options. Goes himself long. Mataika misses out. Goes to Tuigamala. Cuts inside. Tuipalota's going to go for the line. 1 metre short. Johnny Hunt looking, still going to keep going on that side. Oh, Mataika's dropped the ball. Powerhouse are coming away. It's scrappy. Look at Moorabbin's backline. They're all forwards. Uru's got himself set up a belly. Uru, look at those long legs go. He's going to take on Heine McFarlane. McFarlane holds him up well. Kaya Mabole's come off the bench, show his first action. Powerhouse doing very, very well here. I tell you what, they got people over. Tuigamala. Tuigamala's got a massive gap. He's going to kick.
Rooney's got the wheels.
Mark Rooney, could he get past Tuigamala? Tuigamala dives on the ball very, very well. Did did incredibly well. That's that Super Rugby pedigree. Oh, a long pass from via lower. And Mataika kicks deep. Oh, Kaya Mabole. Oh, still. No, Kaya Mabole. He's had 4 attempts to get that ball, but I tell you what, if he runs here, he could do some damage. This is Blannin.
He's got wheels.
Blannin has got wheels. Looking for support. Oh, he beats Veroy. And he beats Leota. Tuipolota knocks him to the ground. Blannin, he's rolling like... But that's a great tackle from to Compton. Unbelievable. Compton catches Sean Cressy. It wasn't Compton, sorry, it was Howson. This is Compton. Finds Barber. Short ball to Samu. Cressy trying to make his weight count in there. The ball's bounced off Johnny Hunt, but Barber's come up with it, and we're going to go back for the original knock-on, which was Cam Howson stripping the ball.
Well, very almost a try to Rooney up the other end. That was a very nice little grubber kick from Tuigamala for the speedster. And you fancy if it had been just 10 metres longer, he would have had the wheels, Rooney, to beat Tuipolotu.
The ball just it bounced back in Tuipolotu's favour.
Yeah.
Luckily, if it had gone outside of Tuipolotu, I think you're right. I think Rooney would have got onto that, and there was no one back. McFarlane was struggling to get back across there.
And then on the flip side of that kick from Tomu, didn't that have distance to it? And when it got behind, and I know this was a strategy they spoke about during the week, just quietly, that they were going to try to isolate the open side wings of Powerhouse by putting it long and in behind them and keep it in the field of play.
Koyama Bole's hands, he has got a little bit of a reputation in amongst local club rugby that his hands aren't the best. And it did prove he took 4 goes to actually pick up that kick from Mataika. But it was good to see him running it from distance and taking on Moorabbin.
Well, if there is a guy who can break open this game, you actually need to have Kai Mabole out there now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're chasing, aren't they,
Yep.
really? They're going to have to run it from everywhere. And with that in mind, you need guys out there on the pitch who can actually, create a little bit of something out of nothing. And I look to guys like him and Blannin and Rooney as 3 guys who have got a little bit of pace about them, and possibly they're the guys who they're going to turn to if they're going to create long-range efforts.
Yeah, and not forgetting as well, they've got one of the wingers in at fly half because Halcyon Price has gone off injured, and Sean Cressy is filling in at scrum half, and Malo Young Yen, the winger, is in at fly half. As Moorabbin get this put in, and what a drive that is, and via lower, picks the ball up, and he's gone himself. Sarah Papali's hands are in there, all over it, as normal. Johnny Hunt, crash ball this time to Noah. Noah goes himself, good support there from Cobden. Johnny Hunt, Mataika, short ball to Pelota. Tuipolota cuts back inside, looking for support from Entwistle and Howson. Not quite sure which way Johnny's going to go this time. He's going to go normal. Barber, Mataika shows one and steps into the other tackle. That has been recycled somehow from Leota. Johnny Hunt's got a long line out, but he's passed into nowhere. Via lower, goes himself, beats one, runs into a brick wall. And this is Veroy. Veroy takes him on himself. Tuipelota's in there for support. What do we got here?
Now there's a man down.
I think this may be John Wall tackling without hands here.
On Vailau-Loa.
On Vailau-Loa, yeah. I think it may be.
Well, their discipline has really hurt them today. This is the 4th time a Powerhouse player has been called out for a high shot.
I don't think it's a high shot. I think it's tackling without arms. I really think it was a shoulder barge. Unfortunately, just the way it happened, it was tough because Vailau-Loa came through a crowd, and I actually think he ran into the brick wall. And I don't think he just had any opportunity to get his hands out there, and it looked a lot worse than it was, unfortunately.
So that'll be 20 minutes in this game that they'll have to play today, Powerhouse, and man down. It was going to be a tough ask as it was, but does this kill off any chance they have of winning this? I think they've done a fantastic job this second half against this breeze to still keep the score just down to 10 points.
10-0. And the man who missed from in front of the posts from literally 15 metres out is going to have a pop for goal, Mashon Samu. He is 40 metres out. He is in front. He has got a strong wind behind him. But to put them 13 points clear
Of course, his brother Pete Samu playing for the Crusaders straight after this game in the Super Rugby final.
Not here at Moorabbin, though. As Samu is missed to the left. Unfortunately, he had the legs, not quite the direction again.
I heard his brother successfully asked for the Super Rugby final to be pushed back 2 hours so he could catch a live stream, Beefy.
Of course. We big numbers in New Zealand. They love this live coverage of Victorian club rugby. So Sean Cressy going to get the 22. He's going to go along into this strong breeze. Look at that ball hold up. So Heine McFarland breaks through, and that's been intercepted by Uru. Can he get those long legs free? Uru's going himself. Uru's still going. Oh, a little basketball pass inside. What's that for?
Obstruction.
Crossing. Even though the ball was there, that's a bit harsh because the ball was there. Can you get crossing without the ball? I don't know. Not sure. Anyway, referees do a great job making split decisions like that. So obviously, Kellett thought there was a little bit of obstruction with the crossing.
That's one of the first times we've actually seen Heine McFarland today. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities. Such is the nature of windy days where teams often run it when they can. Interesting. Like, he only had half a step there to beat his man, and he did it easily, didn't he?
Yeah, cut through very well, McFarland.
I'll ask you a curly one. Next week, O'Sheen Clarkin, who was in the Meat Pie 15 selected during the week. I fancy he'll be back and available to play next week.
He's missed a few games, hasn't he, of late, O'Sheen Clarkin? But McFarland, he's playing really well. But whether they do a bit of a shuffle to fit Clarkin in, he has played a few games on the wing this year as well, don't forget.
Yeah.
Scored four tries against Powerhouse in round 8. When Moorabbin beat Powerhouse over at Albert Park 46-27. Clarkin got 4 tries to propel himself into the All-Merit 15.
Now, I'll give you a bit of a score update, Beefy, on the major semi. Half-time, Quins 8, Melbourne Unicorns 6.
Oh, tough game. Hopefully it's not wind-affected like this one.
But wouldn't that be a little bit of a surprise, hey?
It would be a huge surprise. Would be a huge surprise if Harlequins manage to get over the top of Melbourne. Melbourne have beaten them twice this year.
And Seru spending a lot of time on the ground, getting a bit of attention there.
He got slammed. As he tried to put that little basketball pass, a little skyhook pass on the inside, he did get tackled and whipped to the ground, and obviously was a bit prone to getting cut in the tackle.
Well, he did actually play basketball for Fiji, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, under Fiji under-18s basketball team.
Go.
So you're not seeing things. That is the skill set of a man who's played a bit of time at centre, I fancy.
Yeah, he's very, very mobile. He's got long arms, long legs. He loves his rugby, though. And isn't he an absolute star in the making at number 8 is Serupapeli Uru. Anyway, we've got a Moorabbin scrum right on the 10-metre line. I tell you what, G, this is one thing that we've noticed. Powerhouse have used 5 substitution. Moorabbin have still got their starting 15 on the field. Yeah.
Combinations. And we did actually touch on that during the week. We were a bit concerned that Moorabbin hadn't played a lot together. This backline never played together as a 7 before. So they'll want to keep them out for as long as they can to build cohesion.
So Hunt feeds. Moorabbin go forward. That ball is being very well controlled by Vaialoaloa. They're still going forward. There's a penalty in the coming if they don't make any advantage. And whistle is being collared.
Finally
there is a penalty. Like I said earlier, these scrums, when they go on that far, even though there's a penalty, somebody's going to get hurt. And Tuigamala, is over. I think that is the substitute, Tyler, that is injured. And that is the fear when these scrums are going backwards and they do go on too long. Front rows are susceptible to injuries, and we do not like to see this sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time. We hate to see people getting injured, especially in the front row. It's a tough job as it is.
Well, I'm surprised it's taken this long for them to get some sort of a reward for their scrum dominance, Moorabbin. It's really been a difficult day for Powerhouse up front, They did come into this competition with a really strong front row. Was it Leota, Fui, Tuigamala? Leota wasn't here this week. Fui was taken off after, what was it, like 20 minutes or something?
Less than that, yeah.
So suddenly you've lost what was the cornerstone of this game.
And McKennan's gone off. McKennan's gone off in a second row as well to anchor that. So it's difficult that Powerhouse with a rather second line in their forwards. It's been tough, and this is, like I said, it's bad news. This is another injury. So Dan Hall's probably going to go back on.
Yeah.
So that must mean Fui is injured properly. So that's why he was off early.
So who we got out there now? We've got Hall, Tuigamala, and...
Well, Hall's back on and Tuigamala, and I think it is...
It's the original front row, Fui.
Well...
Yeah, because I see Big Fui over there.
Oh, he is on.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right, because Big Al has come and gone.
So we've gone through 4 props, but we're actually back to the original 2.
We have, you're right. So that's very interesting. So whether Fui was technical early on, you never know with the front rows nowadays. Anyway, Moorabbin are 15 metres short of the Powerhouse line. They are 10-0 up in this elimination semi-final. The loser goes home, is done for the year, and that ball is bouncing around. Leota doesn't secure that quickly, but he's at the back of this ruck as Hunt goes short to Barber. Barber finds Noah. Noah drives in there. Ball's been... No, it's going to be a penalty, I think, for Moorabbin coming. This is... via lower, but that's been whistled. And no, it's going to be a scrum. It must have been knocked forward by Powerhouse, so Moorabbin will get a put in.
Yeah, so they'll use this scrum dominance again, try to get a penalty, I fancy. At least eat into the clock if they can. But the 2 options you'd think they would run here is Veilau lower off the back or Sione Tuipulotu this close to the line as a bit of a battering ram.
There's no one on the short side for either team, by the way. So will Veilau go himself? Well, they're dominant up front again. There's another penalty coming. Veilau-Loa's got himself. Oh, he's been dumped by Cressy, but he's managed to stay on his feet. There is a penalty coming, I think, yes. Hunt goes himself. Kellett puts his arm in the air. There's nothing coming here, and there will be a penalty. But no, this is
Cobden.
Cobden again. What a man. Long ball. This is Mataika. Mataika takes him on directly, being held up. He's now gone to ground, and that's turned over. So we're going to come back for the penalty. Barber trying desperately to get the ball, take it quickly, but I would imagine they would elect to go the scrum again.
Go the scrum, try to get a second penalty in a row, and then ask questions of Kellett whether or not he's prepared to show some cheese, pull out the yellow card. Because if you get 2-3 scrum penalties in a row in this area of the field, I think you were entitled to, if you're Michael Entwistle, to ask the question of the referee there, whether or not we can have a man sent to the bin.
Well, they've had a bit of a rest this front row. 2 props have been off for quite a while, so hopefully they are fresh, but Moorabbin have their tails up. They have been pushing every scrum forward. Cobden and Noah have been absolutely superb today in the front row. So Johnny Hunt feeds. They're already going forward at Moorabbin. And that is a wheeling, but Veilau goes himself. This time he's got Pinar in support, but that's been stolen. Uru comes up with the ball. And that's a penalty.
Cressy, I think it was, with that initial steal.
Oh, okay.
The little man.
The little man got under the skin there of Veilau.
Yeah, Veilau, he just needs to show a little bit more patience there at the back of the scrums. If they've got the momentum, you just need to trap it in there and wait for the penalty. And when he does pick up, I'm not sure why he's not picking up and going to the right, where he can get a bit more of a run-up. When you go to the left, you're going to encounter the halfback straight away. So he's picking the wrong ways to attack when he does decide to take it off the back of the scrum.
So Paris have gone to the bench again. Michael Lanigan coming in. They are down to 14, by the way. John Wall is off, and that is Hayden McBride, I think, that's coming off.
Wow.
Or is that Juni?
I think it's McBride, and what is it, Lanigan has gone out there?
Lanigan is coming on to play on the flank. And that ball has been stolen by Leota at middle of the line out. So Barber, Entwistle. Moorabbin. Oh, they've gone short side to Pelota. Long ball to Pinar. Ball's been dropped, but it's still in play. It's very, very scrappy at the minute. Johnny Hunt's got himself. He's picked it up and gone. Leota's got himself. Very, very tight, Moorabbin. They're only 5 metres short.
For Roy, I think, with the pick and go.
Pick and go. Entwistle. Entwistle rolling. 1 metre short. Leota.
Cobden deserves one.
Noah. He's put that ball down. They're very slow to get them, Moorabbin forwards. Barber picks up, gone himself. Tackled by Fui. Has he lost the ball? Yes, he has lost the ball. There's a penalty.
Beautiful work. I'm trying to find out who that man was that was over the ball at the breakdown. Number... Oh, Cressy's going quick.
Oh, gee. That's... it's fallen over, unfortunately. They did have men over. They were 4-on-2 on this near side. So they're going to set up themselves again and go. Powerhouse this time, and this ball's been dropped.
Well, this has striking similarities to what happened last week when Moorabbin took on Box Hill. For anyone who saw the highlights of that match, Box Hill, of course, had to win that game, Beefy, to make this match this week, the semi-final.
Yep.
And the last 10 minutes of the game, they were camped down in this quarter of the field and they were trying to run it every chance they got. And what happens? Box Hill fumbled the ball and Moorabbin scooped up and scored. I had sense of deja vu then when we were watching what Powerhouse were trying to do when they went for that quick tap.
Mark Rooney's off. Luke Schmidt's on the left wing. Still down to 14, by the way, Powerhouse. So Moorabbin with a 4-2 split. 4-2 on the short side as well. So which way are they going to go? They're going to go on the big side. Tupeloto is going to take him on. Tupeloto, well tackled there. Cressy again. He's made some great tackles as Cressy today. Johnny Hunt picks it up, goes himself. He's only a metre short. Dragged to the ground.
Anderson Veroy there.
Still got the ball. Johnny Hunt. Short ball. This is Tupeloto again. To Howson, out to Entwistle, and Entwistle is in at the corner. Try time.
Beautiful hands there showed out on the left. Quick catch and pass, 3 sets of hands, and then you found the space in the corner, and I'll tell you what, that man deserves one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Entwistle, he's just been fantastic all game.
So Tupeloto found Cam Howson at second receiver. Howson, quick hands. Do you know what? The worst thing about that is the sin bin time literally expired as the try was going in.
I don't think we've seen a sin binning this year, Beefy, in
without
any
a
game
try.
without a try being scored.
No, you're right there.
And I feel for the brick wall. You know, this is a guy who's inspired this team today. He has definitely had a presence whenever he's been on the field, and he won't be feeling good about himself coming onto the field, having seen his team concede a try with him in the bin. But, you know, he's probably been their best today, I feel.
No, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you there. I mean, in the face of injuries as well, by the look of it, McKenna going off injured and early, and Fui as well. So he's done very well. It's been unfortunate they conceded a try late in sin bin time. So Mashon Samu going to try and convert this from the touchline. Win behind. Oh, he's made good contact. Hooking it round. Oh, he's missed 2 from in front of the sticks, but put him out to the touchline, and he bangs it over the centre of the crossbar, over the black dot. Unbelievable, Mashon Samu. That makes it 17-0. And all of a sudden, uphill into the wind of Paris. There's a big job to do if they're going to try and come back from here.
About 10 minutes left to play by my count. So now or never.
Now or never indeed. So Sean Cressy is going to get this back underway.
Look for Seru here.
And he's gone longish as a substitute finally for Moorabbin. I think that's Tuati. Seru has intercepted this ball as Seru is going to score in the corner. He puts it down. Oh, unbelievable. Tuati caught the ball. All of a sudden, the ball was stolen by Seru, Papeli, Uru. And Uru was into the corner, and there's a bit of afters again here as Uru puts the ball down. And Uru is the peacemaker, but it is
Luke Schmidt,
who is not happy at all.
He's
still going. Luke Schmidt is still trying to do something, trying to be held back. Hayden McBride is trying to keep him in order.
With Baliasuva, there was words spoken.
Baliasuva has been in amongst it, hasn't he, today, for a winger. So Luke Schmidt, he's not happy. but he's got to get on with it because all of a sudden, Powerhouse are back in this game.
Well, I thought they had muffed it with the kickoff. It went a little bit too long for Seru to actually be able to contest, but it mattered very little because he was able to steal it from the very next breakdown, and as only he can do, danced his way 40 metres upfield to keep them in this game. I'll tell you what, Baliasuva's been involved in a couple of little stinks today.
Yeah, yes.
Not sure if he's been the instigator or what.
So, we have got a tough conversion attempt here from Sean Cressy. He is into the wind, so he's going to have to make really good contact if he's going to get close, and unfortunately he hasn't. So that's 17-5. At least Powerhouse are on the board, and there is still quite a way to go in this game.
As that wind picks up again.
Wind's picked off. So what will Moorabbin do here?
Who's he having words with? Tuigamala again?
Tuigamala's just been telling his side to calm down a little bit. Tuipulotu is going to get this game restarted. And there's just a substitution coming, I think, for Moorabbin, as Armand Pina has been told he's off, and Isala Dravita is going to come on to play a right wing. There's probably going to be a switch in wings.
So I can only assume that they've done something after... Oh, is that out? Yeah, beautiful kick. Well, I can only assume that they've done something wrong after the try has been scored.
I think Luke Schmidt has been penalised for the afters in the in-goal after the try, hence why there was a penalty halfway. And Tuipulotu has banged this deep into the 22. So it's going to be an attacking line-out for Moorabbin. Good spot, G. In fact, Armand Pina has a reprieve, and Antonio Baliasuva is being off. And I'll tell you what, Powerhouse have stolen this line out. So here we go. Powerhouse need to get 90 metres upfield. But they've got the ball, which is the first step. So Moorabbin up against it. Defending very well. Powerhouse desperately trying to get a decent platform here. Fui goes himself.
Ooh.
Uru Lanigan off the bench. Oh, Schmidt. Here we go, Schmidt. What a tackle that is. Anderson Veroy there with the tackle. These back rowers for Moorabbin have been absolutely superb. Veroy, Entwistle and Vaialoaloa.
Yeah, they've all had telling impacts on this game.
So, and there's Veroy again. Secures the liner. Here's Entwistle, first receiver. Vaialoaloa! That's a great tackle as well from Malo Young Yen at fly half. And that ball has been dropped. Malo Young Yen managed to strip Vaialoaloa of the ball. So let's take a breath here. This is Luke Schmidt's been injured, by the way, in that tackle, trying to counter-attack. So he's probably going to go off.
A lot of substitutions have been for Powerhouse. How many guys have come off today?
So Mark Rooney's looking to go back on, but I don't think he can, in all honesty, because he's been substituted. So it's not a blood bin or anything else. I'm pretty sure that's 8 subs as well, judging by my reckoning.
Did you bring your boots, Beefy?
I'm on.
Yeah.
Not like a play on the wing, I don't think. And I think Mark Rooney's been told he's not allowed on because they have used their full quota of substitutes. So down to 14 again, and this time not through a sin bin. It's through injury, as Luke Schmidt has succumbed to injury. Got tackled by Anderson Vroy trying to counter-attack. So the fourth official is just going to talk to Ollie Kellett about the substitution side of things, and I think they've established now that Mark Rooney is not allowed back on.
So they've got 2 backs lined out on the right here, Powerhouse, and it's the 2 quick men, Blannon and Kayamabole, and they'd fancy their chances against Tuipulotu and Pinar.
Yeah.
But all of that's dependent on the scrum, isn't it?
You put decent money on Seru Papaliuru picking this ball up anyway and going on that open
far side.
Yep.
So if he can link with those guys, they might just have the pace.
That's the best scrum platform we've had from Paris for a while. Cressy looking at Blanin. Blanin finds Conor Bole. There's still, he's been
Great
tackled
tackle.
out. Yeah, tackling in gangs. Moorabbin Peanut did very, very well. So that is trouble for Paris. Like I said, down to 14 with the injuries.
Well, they've controlled this half really well. They haven't done anything exceptionally well, but they've kept Powerhouse at bay. They've kept them camped in their own half of the field without actually ever delivering that killer blow.
So Barber to throw in, finds Veroy at number 2, Johnny Hunt. Lanigan tackles him very, very well. Via lower, goes himself. Hunt to a Pelota, long pass to Noah, finds Pina surging through, but he's put a foot in touch through that tackle. What a pass from Noah there.
Yeah, very skillful from the big man.
It was slick.
As they look to go quick, but they won't have the chance to. Tell me, what do they need to work on? And I'm going to put the horse before the cart here. I think they're going to make it.
Yep.
What do they need to work on, Moorabbin, if they're to tackle either Melbourne or Quins next week?
They've put together a fairly decent all-round game today. They really have. I think they've. This may sound very strange. They've probably played the game too quick, and they've rushed everything. A lot of things have come off, but at the end of the day, they've had huge territorial possession and territory and possession advantage. So they probably need to be a bit more clinical in what they've done.
Yeah.
In all honesty, like I said, they've rushed things.
Big cheers go up for Tauatai, who comes on.
I thought he was on earlier. It must have been Boland that has come on with the makeshift shirt. So there's a few changes finally.
And Chris Duffy
Chris
coming
Duffy,
on.
the super sub. 11 appearances off the bench this season, Chris Duffy. So great shift from the Moorabbin forwards. They finally made some changes late on. But what a game as that forward unit has put together.
I do worry about their line-out options. I think they need to develop at least one more jumping option just to ease the pressure on them next week.
So Leota's gone into 8 as Chris Duffy is packing in the second row. So let's see what Leota can do at 8. Secured that ball very well.
Whistle, what are you doing, son? You've got to stay attached to that.
Yeah, the referee's missed that. He's going to award the penalty anyway because they've gone backwards and the ball's popped out on the Perez side. I think whether there was a call early for the penalty, I'm not sure.
Yeah, possibly. But if that scrum's still together, I'm not sure why the number 7 Entwistle thought he could go and stand on the wing.
Yep.
We're getting to that time of the match. Man of the match, Beefy, who stood out for you?
You know what? That's a good call as well. That is a good call. Do you know what? I can't go past Troy Cobden.
Yeah.
I really can't go past the loose head prop here. He has been fantastic. He's been fantastic in the scrum. He's been fantastic in the loose. He's made some great tackles. And for a guy that's only started 3 games all season in first grade, tell you what, he has been the one man to shine for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. He really did a number on his opposing props today, and we did think before the game that was going to be an area of concern for Moorabbin, whether they could stand up at scrum time. And they've taken an area of possible weakness and turned that into a real weapon today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's been a superb display from Cobden. Surprised me as Mashon Samu. I can't believe this. I really can't believe it. He kicked the penalty. He's missed 2 from in front of the sticks. He's kicked 1 from the touchline, and now he's missed 1 from about 5 metres to the left-hand side of the post, 20 metres out, and he's let Powerhouse. I mean, they're 17-5, only 12 points down. So the 2 tries, that would have put the icing on the cake to be 15 up. But all of a sudden, Mashon Samu has missed a kickable penalty. I know there's only a couple of minutes left, but Powerhouse have a sniff.
And Paddernot is on for Barber at hooker.
Andrew Barber, great game from him today.
Yeah.
And Duffy, Papeliuru has been dropped, unfortunately. Oh, my word. What great play from Uru. He's done really well. But unbelievably, wasn't helped by Lanigan dropping the ball. So we're in the dying embers of this elimination semi-final. Moorabbin 17, 3 tries. Powerhouse 5, just a 1 try. Powerhouse absolutely decimated by injuries, unfortunately today. During the game, I'm not talking before the game, they just have had to reshuffle time and time again. Moorabbin have had the luxury of not making any changes until late in this game, but new front row held very well. Powerhouse actually getting some advantage. Johnny Hunt to Pelota, long pass to Pina. Pina on the fly, little chip ahead, but blocked by Blannin. Did really well, did Andrew Blannin. There's a bit of afters on that far side again as well.
Yeah, he's a side when he's in open field. Such a big, powerful man, Pinar.
How good was that pass from Tupelo on the fly?
Sizzling.
Yeah, a big 15, 18 metre pass there, and Pinar took it on the run. Very tough to stop.
I like the fact he's got involved today. Pino's been out for a long time. He'd be itching for a game. Normally plays at 13. I think that's his preferred position. Yeah. But, you know, he makes a fair fist of it out on the wing.
Well, here we go. This is Patanot come in, but Uru has stolen that in the middle of that line. What can Powerhouse do? I think they might have been turned over, though. Counted.
Counter shove. Leota.
Leota finds Entwistle. Entwistle goes himself. Look at that step from Michael Entwistle. So Hunt.
Samu.
Oh, here we go. This is McFarland. Comes inside, tackled, rolled over. Hunt. This is Duffy.
Oh.
Duffy's been smashed by guess who? The wall. Hunt long. Oh, this is the substitute. This is Boland. Boland rumbling forward. Johnny Hunt looking for support, this time through to Ta'uati. Ta'uati still going.
Numbers on the right.
Samu beats one. Yes, he does. Samu steps. Tackled by Uru. Finds McFarland, who finds Johnny Hunt. Boland, he's got the ball again. And no, it's been knocked forward there.
Yeah, tower tie.
What I was getting at, G, when I was saying about 100-mile-an-hour stuff, this is the same again. They rush everything. They try and offload when they can. I know it's late in the game. They're trying to play barbarian-style rugby, but they've played this way all game.
Well, it's crazy to think the score's only 7-5 in this second half, and Moorabbin have got a strong breeze behind them. So if you're reviewing this game, what are you saying? Was our kicking strategy wrong? I don't think so, because they spent a lot of the time in this half. So they had the territory. It's more about their green zone offense. What is it that they're not doing well enough once they get across that 22-metre line? Are they not showing enough patience? Are they trying to push the ball, too many passes wide of the ruck? The tight five not taking enough pick and goes and taking a little bit of pressure off Augustino Hunt, So these are the questions I think they'll be asking over the weekend, leading into that, what we assume will be the preliminary final.
Yeah, there's only a couple of minutes to go, so we're pretty close. Here goes Seru Papeliuru again. Look at those legs go. Good tackling there. Powerhouse drive in. Oh, jeez. Struggling to get this out is Cressy. Cressy goes along. Trigamala.
Hands will do it. Ooh.
Here we go. 2-on-1 here. Gear's gone himself. Makes good ground. This is Hall. Hall still going. Tries to get a decent platform. Goes to ground now. Cressy. Uru. Oh, what a step from Uru. And there's those hands again. Here's Lanigan. Lanigan drops it inside. This is, not sure, Tyler, I think. It's a penalty for a high tackle anyway against Leota.
Just tap and go.
Yeah, it was quite high. Juni got a little clip around the forehead there. It wasn't Juni, sorry, it was Verika Binden. Great movement from Seru Papeliuru. Great step. Got that pass off to Lanigan. Little offload. Oh, yellow card here.
Wow. Okay.
Yellow card. That's a little bit harsh, but there you go. High tackle is a high tackle.
Heine McFarland, the man sent to the bin.
Heine McFarland, yeah. And when he was the last man, we're playing on here, and McFarland's still not off the field. Uru goes himself. He's met by Howson. Howson puts in a great first contact tackle there. Hall again. It's been busy since he's come back on. That ball's popped there. Cressy short ball. This is Young Yen. First receiver. And that ball has bounced off Bounced off Daniel Hall, but we're going again. It's a penalty coming for Powerhouse if they don't make anything of it. There's no scrum half here for Powerhouse, by the way. It's moved. Oh, Johnny Hunt and Cressy are going to go at it. Still going at it. Oh, tell you what, Johnny Hunt did well to walk away. Then Cressy was. Still talking, Moorabbin. The game is still going on against them, and Blannin. Oh, the ball. Oh, Schmidt. Tell you what, the ball bounced over Blannin's head, but it bounced into Schmidt's hands. Moorabbin have come through. They're all offside here.
Yeah, Cam Howson was deliberately offside there.
Cressy. Oh, Johnny Hunt has smashed Cressy in back play, by the way. Tuigamale's going himself. We are late on in this game, but Paris trying to make a game of these last couple of minutes. 12 points down. Paris being very, very patient here. Pick and go. Sucking in a few more of the Moorabbin defenders. Down to 40, Moorabbin, they got one in a bin. Fullback is off. Cressy looking to get people. Oh, he's dropped the ball. Sean Cressy. And that is the last play of the game. Moorabbin. Oh, Cressy and Johnny Hunt are going at it again after the whistle. We do not want to see that, because the worst thing for Moorabbin to have is any ramifications in next week's game against either Melbourne